All right, Card Nation, welcome back to another edition of Cardinal Craze. I'm your host, John. Today on the show, we have Jayden Maiava from Honolulu, Hawaii. Jayden,
Yes,
how you
sir.
doing?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing quite well, enjoying this late evening weather. It's nice and chilly. Now, it's bright and sunny where you're at currently.
Yeah, sir. It's only 4 o'clock out there.
4 o'clock. Well, it is nine. It's 9:17 over here. But I got to tell you, it is some crazy, amazing fall weather. So, what's it like down there in Honolulu? Honolulu, is it actually very warm and sunny, or is it getting a little chilly now that we're getting into later in the season?
I mean, over here, I feel like there's no seasons here. Like it just stays warm. It's just warm the whole like it's just on a straight line the whole time. It don't get cold. It don't get hot. It just stays like tropical warm weathers.
Well, that's amazing to hear, and that kind of shows you how much I know about Hawaii and their temperature. Uh,
Have you
so,
been here?
no, I haven't been there yet. Honestly,
You
it is
gotta,
something I
yeah, you gotta come here, man. Let me know when you come.
Of course. So one of the things that you told me off camera before we started was you actually just got back from fishing. Now, did you actually catch any fish?
Did I catch any fish today?
Yes, sir.
I caught like I caught 10 of them, but like they were really small fishes though.
Oh,
So
all
I just
right.
let them back in the water.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. So, uh, so today on the show, we're going to be talking about your recruitment process, your relationship with the coaching staff, and a little bit about yourself. Now, anyone watching who wants to drop down a comment or ask a question, feel free. And for the most part, we're going to get started. All right. So, Jayden, let me ask you, how has COVID affected your training so far?
It's been rough. It got difficult through times, but like nothing else. Like it just has been difficult, and it was really hard to get out and be on the fields because like down here we're like in Honolulu, it's like we're always on lockdowns. We're not allowed to go to parks, so like it was tough. But one of my coaches allowed us to. He opened up his home to us because he has a weight room in his home, so he opened up his home to us, and so we got some weights. We got he had a weight room down there, so yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to hear that your coach opened up his house and allowed you and your teammates to actually come in and work out. So, how has your family been during all this pandemic and this craziness? Have they been a little bit concerned about you going back and playing football again?
Oh yeah, that's the talk of the. That's the that's what everybody's talking about now. Like everybody's wondering when it's gonna start, when like what's happening next, is it gonna start or not? So I mean it's in the air right now, so we're just waiting on a call for everybody to get noticed that football season is gonna come around again.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. What's your perception on the Division One football having the ACC and SEC playing, and then the Big Ten starting to play again, and then the Pac-12 talking about maybe playing hopefully in a month or so?
I'm I'm jealous about that. Like they can start their season, but we can't start ours, man. Shit. I mean, yeah, it's just frustrating because watching them play football like makes you want to play football even more. So it
Well,
makes me jealous.
well, that's very that's very unfortunate to hear. But
Yeah,
hopefully soon you'll be able to hear whether or not you'll be able to start football again.
yeah.
Now, I did kind of want to talk about Louisville, which I guess is kind of the obvious sore thumb right now. Uh, so let me ask you, what's your relationship like with Coach Ponce from the university?
Oh, I can say like we have like a really good bond. Like we talk almost once or twice a week. We keep in touch. So we just keep building that chemistry and getting to know each other well. And it's like it's as close as I can get with him. Like it's just the best.
Well, that's good to hear, and I'm glad you two are getting closer every week. Now, before you actually got the offer from Louisville, were you familiar a little bit with the program?
Oh yes, I was. Yes, I was. I like um Teddy Bridgewater and Lamar Jackson's. Those are big guys out in the big league now. So like watching them coming from a great program like Louisville. So like it's just opened my eyes to know that having an offer from a top school like Louisville is just amazing. It's a true blessing to me.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're actually very familiar with who the Louisville famous quarterbacks are. Now, I
Right.
did want to ask, you have actually gotten offers from Auburn and Tennessee,
Yes, sir.
and currently Louisville is the hardest school recruiting you.
Yes, sir.
Now, one of the things is have there been any other schools that have reached out to you currently and are trying to talk about giving you offers?
There's a couple colleges that reached out to me, but they haven't talked about giving me offers. But the other schools were like UH, Colorado, UNLV, Boise State, um, Oregon State, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, hopefully soon you'll get a little bit more offers and you'll be able to put a little bit more on your plate.
Yes,
So let
sir.
me ask you, who do you model your game after the most?
Like what player? What football
Yeah,
player?
well, yeah, yes. What football player? It could be NFL, it could be Canadian League. Really, it's all based on who do you think you model your game after.
That's tough. Um, I would say there's probably a multiple of them, like just their different like competitiveness, their
Mhm.
the person they are off the field, and like one of them for sure is the Tua Tagovailoa, the one from out in here in Hawaii, from Ever Beach, Hawaii.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
for
of course.
yeah him like he's a big role model to me for sure because like the man he is like off the field and the way he takes care of his family and yeah and Patrick Mahomes too, man. That guy. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's like a model of him. So
Oh,
yeah,
yes, yes, of course.
yeah.
So I wanted to ask, who has been your biggest supporter as you play football? Has it been your anyone in your family, maybe a best friend?
Uh, my whole family pretty much.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, that's
my
so
whole
you
family
can't
and
really.
friends. My whole family and friends. So yeah.
Okay, so you can't really pinpoint one specific person, but that's but your whole family that works too. Glad to hear
Oh
that.
yeah.
So, what are your goals for this year once football you're able to actually restart football?
um, to win a state championship for my
When I
team.
say, well, do you want to throw for over 3,000 yards? Do you want to get more than
Oh yeah, for sure.
50?
I wanna do better than I'm gonna do better than what I did from my previous season, my sophomore season. I'm gonna do a lot better than that for sure.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Now, do you have any hidden talents? Are you maybe a good baker? Are you, I guess, a great fisherman?
Nah, I think today was just luck to be honest.
Today was luck. Okay.
I haven't fished to be honest in like 3 years, and I caught a couple fishes.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. But so outside of that, are you a big gamer maybe, or is there maybe you uh, enjoy crochet? I'm not really sure. What your hidden talent may be. I mean, it could be honestly football if you just want to say that.
Yeah, football to be honest. I really don't do anything. I'm really like a stay at home kind of guy. Just want to chill, lay back, sit back, hang out.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Now, since you told me that you model your game after Tua Tagovailoa, do you have a favorite NFL team?
Oh, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, you're a Steelers fan. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what made you want to be a Steelers fan? Was it maybe a family member who was already into the Steelers?
Yeah, it was ever since I was born. Like my family members just like they just liked the team. So I was like, okay, I'll hop on the team too. I mean, and now look at them; they're 8-0 for this season. So yeah,
Well, I mean, so you said currently they're 8-0.
yes, sir.
Oh, well, hey, that's a lot better than some teams. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So so growing up in Honolulu, did you have any adversities you had to overcome? Any type of situations where you felt pressured to do one sport or compared to another one, or was there maybe a traumatic event that caused you to kind of take a different perception on life?
One adversity I'd probably say I had to get over was like because I wasn't playing quarterback all my life. If you
Hmm.
haven't known yet, like I was playing receiver actually till my freshman year of high school.
Oh, really?
Yes, so like it was tough for me, and like I didn't think I was able to be responsible enough to take the spot as being quarterback, because it does take a lot of responsibility and a lot of matureness to like take over the position, So I didn't think I was capable of that, but with my family's support, family's love and support, they just continue to help me on my journey and push me through whatever I had to accomplish.
Okay, well, that's great to hear. Now, you actually told me a little bit off camera about your stats, and it was kind of difficult trying to find any stats on you because you go to a small school in Honolulu, like we
Hmm.
had talked about. But you actually told me off camera you have last season you passed for 2,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions.
Yes, sir.
Now, was there any other stats outside of that that maybe we had overlooked?
I rushed for like 200 yards the whole entire season.
You rushed for 200 yards. Okay, well that's pretty good. Now, how many games would you say you played to kind of figure out that even balance?
I think it was 9 games, 10 games we played.
9, 10 games. Okay, well that's very impressive. All right, being able to throw for over 2,000 yards, score 40 touchdowns. I mean, that's quite impressive. What did your actual your football team wind up being? Was it kind of a perfect record, or was there?
Uh, we won our division championship, so
Oh, you
yeah,
did.
yeah. And then we entered the state tournament, but then we lost the second round, so that was kind of tough for us. But if football season comes around again, just know like I'm gonna take them back to that state championship.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. Now, I did want to ask, are there any Louisville commits or anyone currently on the Louisville team that you know personally or maybe have played with?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know, but I only know Coach Ponce, man.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
okay. So I did want to ask about Coach Ponce. Let me ask you, can you give us any insight into who he is as a person, or maybe just from the conversations you had, or anything? Because we're not familiar with his personality all too well outside of interviews.
All right. I mean, talking to him is like I said in one of my, like you said in one of my articles, like it's like talking to one of my uncles. Like he's so cool, like he's chill, and like it's easy to talk to him too. So yeah,
Okay, so he's just a chill person to talk to, and you feel very
yeah,
comfortable talking with him.
yeah, for sure.
All right. So I did want to ask, who is going to be helping you with your decision?
Oh,
Jayden, you there?
damn.
Hello.
You there?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm
Oh
still
shit,
here. Can you hear
sorry.
me?
I don't know. Yeah, I can hear you. My bad. I don't know. Something wrong with my connection.
No, no, that's perfectly fine. You know, it's understandable. We're talking from Kentucky to Hawaii, so obviously the
Yeah.
connection might be a little rough.
Uh, so who is gonna be helping my decision? I'll probably share my parents.
Your parents, okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
good to hear. Now, currently are your parents kind of leaning in one direction, or do you think you could give a little insight for the fans?
Um, I don't know. I haven't really talked to them about it yet, so it's still in the air right now.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you this: if you did technically come to the University of Louisville, what would you want to study?
Oh, business management for sure.
Business management. All right.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
that's great to hear. I mean, Louisville is the business school, so that'll
Yeah.
be right up your alley.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I did kind of want to take another personal look and ask you one more question before we end the segment. Now, are you a big gamer?
No.
No, you're not a big gamer.
I'll play. I mean, I'll play Madden here and there, but or some UFC too. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I
Well,
probably I won't even. I'll probably play like twice a month to be honest with you.
well, hey, that's understandable. You got to find the time. So I was just wondering if Coach Ponce has actually challenged you to play Madden, or did even what was it? What'd you say was UCF?
UFC, the
UFC. There
fighting.
we go.
Yeah, the
My
fighting. Yeah, fighting.
bad. So, but for the most part, how would you say you were actually able to connect with Coach Ponce? Does he just reach out to you? Does he talk to you daily?
Yeah, for sure. We talked like he actually hit me up and asking how I was doing the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before, maybe. And we were just talking back and forth.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. All right, well, Jayden, that kind of wraps it up for our first initial interview, and hopefully the fans are able to get to know you a little bit better from this, and we'll be watching you going forward and wishing you the
Thank you.
best of luck. And hopefully we'll have you back out on the show again. Now I'm going to end the segment here, but remain on the line. And but for the most part, we're going to kind of give our signing offs to the fans. All right, well,
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all.
yes, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Cardinal Craze. And thank you, Jayden Maiava.
Correct. That's
I did it right. Okay, I did it right. I'm glad
Yes, sir.
All right, well, join us.
Everybody pronounces it wrong, so you're okay, man.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. All right, well, thank you everyone for tuning in and watching this week's episode. And we'll be joining. We'll be having Jayden brought on again, and we'll be talking a little bit more once the 2022 class begins to start up. All right, well, for the most part, go Cards.
Go Cards.